So Christmas is over. I hope Santa Claus brought you everything you needed, which most likely would be a fishing pole and some new baits. That's pretty much all that matters. So I hope you got that. And if you didn't, well, maybe you'll be better next year. Okay guys, what's up? Tony with VentureTube here. Welcome to another episode of Two Tip Tuesday. As we've all been experiencing lately, the weather has just been terrible, at least for us kayak fishermen. So I haven't been out fishing in maybe a week or so, which is a long time for me. These tips, which I may give you more than two, is basically just going to be about safety. Most of you guys, especially in the northern states, are not able to fish at all right now because of the ice and snow. Everything's frozen over. But there could be a few idiots still out there willing to try. So I want you guys to be safe. And part of doing that is, one, always having your PFD, and always wearing some type of wetsuit, a dry suit, even chest waders, anything that if you fall in that water, that you're not going to get hypothermia and catch your death. It's not something to play around with. It's very dangerous, and a lot of people overlook that, and I'm one of them, I guess, since I live in Texas. But right now it's cold enough, I don't even want to get out on the water, so you know it's pretty cold out there. So I don't have anything visually to show you, but chest waders that are breathable with layers underneath is a very cheap alternative to, say, something like a dry suit. Now obviously it doesn't work as well as a dry suit, but you have to be dry if you fall in that water. You have to consider, hey, if I fall out of my kayak, will I make it back in time before I catch hypothermia? Or will I stay dry long enough? And can I even swim with all these layers on? For one, normally when someone falls out of a kayak, what happens? Well, you could be standing, you could be sitting, it doesn't matter. When you fall out of a kayak, you're going one direction, you're going to push the kayak another direction. And if the conditions are rough and windy, which you probably had no business being out on the water to begin with, your kayak could be floating away from you. Okay? So it may take longer than you think getting back to your kayak. One, your legs sometimes fill up with air because maybe you have on your waders the wader belt. I would suggest you always get that air out of your pants before you get in your kayak, because once you get in that water, if it swells up, what that does, it makes your legs want to float. And when your legs are floating, sometimes makes it difficult to swim, and it could also make it very hard for you to get back in your kayak. So again, guys, this is not stuff to play around with. This is stuff to take very seriously, and it's something that's crossed my mind here lately that I need to take more seriously. So with that being said, another idea I had, if you're sailing, kayaking, anything where your kayak can get away from you, especially in these colder conditions, you may want to leash yourself. We always leash our rods, we leash pliers. Well, you might need to leash yourself. Wouldn't it be awesome if you did take a spill in your kayak in freezing waters, that if you couldn't swim, you could grab that leash and pull yourself toward the kayak, or vice versa, bring the kayak towards you. It could potentially save your life. Again, I don't have any visual representation to show you there. That could be done with a rope, vinyl rope, bungee. You would just want to put it in a location where you know it doesn't get tangled up and make matters worse, essentially. So that's that. Again, just be careful, guys. I see your comments, and I know there's guys out there that can swim in 40-degree icy type water, and that's all fine and dandy, but for the most part, us other yakkers aren't polar bears, so we can't really handle that kind of stuff. So what you wear is very, very, very important. I can't stress that enough. So get you something on, keep yourself dry, and in the summertime, if you've never tried out some of your suits, your waders or your dry suit or your dry tops, whatever, try it out. See if you can swim in it. See if it stays waterproof. You got nothing to lose there. It's going to be nice. And again, always have this on. I don't care what time of the year it is. They're lifesavers, and that's what they do. They save lives, so keep these on. Now, here's another tip that I think is pretty cool, and it's so simple. It's like, why didn't I think of that? But actually, I guess I did think of that, so never mind. Anyway, your Mirage Drive. Now, this tip, I guess, is only going to be suited for those who own Hobies with the Mirage Drive system on them. So for you other guys, if you're not interested, just subscribe to my channel and wait for the next video. Yeah, I done went and got all fancy on you guys, and I got a microphone now, so I can stand as far back from the camera as I want. Yeah, I'm that cool. Anyway, so here we have the Mirage Drive pedals. Again, we know they go forward like this, but we seldom think, hey, how do we go backwards? Oh, well, we got to turn like an 18-wheeler. You don't have to do that. Let's say the wind's at our back, and we're trying to fish this location where we know there's fish. We don't want to drop the anchor because we're scared, you know, that might spook them, and we just don't want to do that. So what do? Well, you get your paddle out and paddle backwards. Well, no, we don't want to do that. Do you risk floating up on the fishing spot because of the wind and then cutting like an 18-wheeler to get back to where you were at, to get back to your other position so you can make your cast? Maybe. But here's an easier way. Take your Mirage Drive out, turn it around backwards, and rotate your pedals forward towards you. And look at there. Now we're going backwards. So now I can maintain my position without ever anchoring and without spooking the fish, and I can fight the wind, and I can go backwards, and until I'm done with that fishing that spot, they can stay like that. So just another tip, guys. You just remember, you can go backwards. There's been other situations where I've been fishing a real narrow channel or something and have docks on the sides of me, and I don't keep my paddle out on the kayak anymore. Most of the time I'll just push off the bottom with the stakeout pole if I need to back up. But hey, why not take the Mirage Drive out, spin it around, pedal, and go backwards? So just something you guys may have not ever considered that I thought would be worth mentioning. Again, it's cold. Sorry about the tips, guys. Not that I think they're bad tips. It's just they're not that exciting. No one wants to be told how to dress or what to wear. So that's a joke, by the way. It's very important. Wear your life jackets. Wear something warm. It's cold out there. And remember, you can go backwards. All right, guys. That wraps up this episode of 2 Tip Tuesday. I hope it helped you out. And if it did, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Check out some of my products on my website at www.venturetube.net. And I will catch you on the next episode. Hopefully when this weather's warmer. Come on.